तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sumukascha ekadantascha kapilo gajakarnakaha. Lambodharascha vikato vignarajo vinayakaha. Dhumaketur ganadhyakshaha phalachandro gajananaha. Vakratundaha surpakarno hirambaha skandhapurvajaha. Shuklam Vishnum Safivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Yasyad Virada Vaktradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignam Nidhanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamastraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Vidyam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananantva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamattravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anasranvannotibhitsi Dasadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Bhirvajidivati Dhinam Vitrayavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Now with Bhagavan's grace, the command today is for me to begin with the Vishnu Suktam. Vishnu Suktam. Suktam is a hymn, a Vedic hymn in praise of Bhagavan, Narayana Suktam, the Paramatma, the formless, who's shining in the brilliance as Narayana. We covered that. Purush Suktam, the same Paramatma, shining in brilliance as the Purusha. That we partook some meaning of that, as limited by my own self, whatever I could. Now the same Bhagavan, the same Paramatma, Tripada Purushan, has infinite aspects, not one or two, not limited by any number or any imagination, and the aspect of Vishnu. Okay, that the Suktam, the Vishnu Suktam is a name. These are all collection of Vedic mantrangal in praise of the aspect of the Parabrahman that is present as Vishnu. And the moment we say Vishnu, there is also Avatara Purusha that comes from there, isn't it? So we are also going to see this mantram that points to, illustrates and praises one avataram of Bhagavan. And by pointing that and reminding me of that, it also tells me how immeasurable this Parabrahman is. And the basic prayer is, please, the prayer is to be in the presence, in the company of Bhagavan's Kamala Padangal, the lotus feet, the Parama Padam is what the prayer is. Prayer is to, please, let me also get there. Let me also get there. So this is such a beautiful mantram that we always talk about, Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam. The Bhagavan's Padangal is where the Vaikuntham is, the Parama Padam is, and that to attain it, to think of it and attain it, is the beseeching, the yearning of this mantrangal. And so here to partake what the Vedic mantrangal say, only a Vedic rishi can really try and share this experience. So a limited person like me obviously will have deficiencies, will have lots of shortcomings, but not to despair. Even though I'm speaking here, the best and the surest way of first understanding and ruminating and then finally experiencing the meanings of these mantras is to turn to the Guru within, Bhagavan who is resident, and that is the Vishnu aspect of Bhagavan. And but that Bhagavan directly to him, he will teach and he will remove all doubts and clarify everything and give us in his infinite grace his the experience of himself, the Paramapadam itself. Now, let me recite the Vishnu Suktam first, fully, and then we'll take up Padarthangal as we normally do. Om Vishnornukam Vivyani Pravochanya Parthivani Vimame Rajagum Tiyo Askabhayaduttaragam Sadhastam Vichakramanas Tredorugayo Vishno Raratamasi Vishno Prashtamasi Vishno Snapre So Vishno Surasi Vishno Dhruvamasi Vaishnavamasi Vishnavetva Tadasya Priyamabhipato Asyam Naro Yatra Devayavo Madanti Urakramasya Sahi Bandhuritha Vishno Pade Parame Madhva Utsaha Pradhat Vishnu Tavate Vivyaya Mrugona Bhima Kucharo Girishtaha Yasyo Rishatrishu Vikramaneshu Adikshayanti Bhuvanani Visva Paro Matraya Tanuva Vridhanam Nate Mahitva Manvasnuvanti Ubhete Vidmarajasi Prithuvya Vishno Devatvam Paramatsya Vitse Vichakrame Prithuvi Meshayetam Ketraya Vishnur Manushe Dasasyan Dhruvaso Asya Kira Yojana Saham Urukshidigam Sujanima Chakara Deva Pruthuvi Mesha Yetam Vichakrame Satacha Sammahitva Pravishnurastu Tavasastaviyan Veshaguhyasyastavirasya Nama Ato Deva Avantu No Yato Vishnur Vichakrame Prithuvya Saptadhamabhihi Idam Vishnur Vichakrame Tredha Nidadhe Padam Samudhamasya Pagum Sure Tridi Pada Vichakrame Vishnur Gopa Adabhyah Tato Dharmani Dharayanne Vishno Karmani Pasyata Yato Vratani Paspase Indrasya Yujya Sakha tad Vishno paramam padagum sada pasyanti surayah divi vachakshuratatam tad vipraso vipanyavo jagrvagam samindhate Vishnoryat paramam padam paryapya anantaraya sarvastomotiratra uttamamahar bhavati sarvasyapyai sarvasyajit yai sarvameva tena apnoti sarvam jayati. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Vaikuntham Bhagavan's Paramapadam. That is what this mantrangal or worshipping and the prayer is, and the beseeching is, and the yearning is. And what is that Padam? Okay, it talks about the glory of that. The glory of Bhagavan's Viryangal. The very first mantram itself. Now, what I did to refer to the beautiful, very, very valuable publication from Sri Ramakrishna Math in Mylapore, written by Anna Subramaniam, then Yeoman Service, and he has now referred to really phenomenal people, our ancestors, like Sayanacharya Bhashyam, Veda Bhashyam, that he is quoting from there, and Sridhara Swamigal on Srimad Bhagavata Vyakhyanam. All those things he is quoting. So what I'm sharing with you is from that book. Okay, for the first mantram, and then later on we will see what the references are. But the first one, the very first mantram is Om Vishnornukam Viryani Pravochang Japar Ivani Vimame Rajagum Siyo Askabhayaduttaragum Sadhastam Vichakramanas Redhorugayaha. Okay. The very first one is, normally it is also recited together with the second mantram that is there, which is also very, very important. And once we combine it both, then we are actually elevated to a different dimension of experience. But first, let me split it into these two mantrangal and then combine it later with Bhagavan's grace. So the very first one, Om, that is Pranava mantram, which of course only we have to pray to Bhagavan Sri Muruga. He only explained the Tattvam to Paramasivan, and as we heard in the prayer slokam, Om Nama Pranavarthaya, that Bhagavan, that Namaha Pranava Artham. How can we describe him? So Om, experience it personally. Okay. Vishnor Nukam Viryani Pravocham. Okay, first part. Yaha Parthivani Vimame. Parthivani Vimame Rajamsi. Yaha Parthivani Vimame Rajamsi. Okay, second part. Yaha Askabhayat Uttaram Sadhatham. That is third part. Then Yaha Vichakramanaha Tredaha. Vichakramanaha Tredha. Not Tredaha, Tredha. Yaha, that Yaha I'm attaching here so that the meaning will become clear. How beautifully the Rishi experiences and praises, and such a phenomenal level of awareness of the experience they have. Yaha Vichakramanaha Tredha. Yaha Urugayaha. Okay. Those are the way that we can break it up to understand the first mantram. Again, let us start with Yaha. Okay. Yaha, because the Vishnurnukam Viryani Pravocham, this mantram, the mantra Drishta is Vasishtha Muni. Okay, I'll share that in a minute. Okay, so let's go through the meaning and then the references why the meaning is like that. And Vasishtha Muni himself, Vasishtha Rishi, is the mantra Drishta. So, Yaha Parthivani Rajamsi Vimame. Yaha Parthivani Rajamsi Vimame. Yaha, who, Yavar. I'll share in both Tamil and English, and that way I think it will be better. Okay. Yaha, Yavar, who, Parthivani, in the Ulagatil, Prithviyal, in this world, in this universe, Rajamsi, Irkum, Dusigalella, Yellavatayam, all the dust particles, Dusigal and Dusigal Ulla Anukalayam, all the dusts and including the atoms in those dust particles. Vimame, one who has put all these in their proper place and also knows how many are there. Everything is in a controlled, disciplined measure. It is not like dust particles are infinite. They're all within a limit. Person who has put a limit, who knows how many dust particles are there. And not only the dust particles, but the atoms inside those dust particles. Vimame, okay, under control. Everything in this universe operates under controlled measurement. Nothing can exceed its limit. Okay, very important in creation. Okay, otherwise, like a machine that is operating, if it goes out of control, what will happen? So, Bhagavan, everything is within the assigned limits. That includes a number of anything also. Okay. So, Yaha who Parthivani Rajamsi Vimame, ever in the Ulagatil, in the Prapanjatil ulla Yella Dusukalayam, okay, and the Dusukalin Ulle Irikindra Anukalayam, Amaiku Alavaga Vaitirikiraro, one who has in this universe all the dust particles, including the atoms inside, atomic particles, subatomic particles, everything. One who has placed them in their proper place and also in a controlled measure within limits. So, Yaha, okay, second Yaha. Yaha, Uttaram Sadhastam Askabhayat Uttaram Sadhastam. The gum is a Vedic meter, so it comes like that. So whenever you see gum, it is actually im. Okay. So Yaha Uttaram Sadhastham Askabhayat. Yaha who Uttaram Mele Ulla, that means very subtle. Mele na immediately not up and down. There is nothing up and down. It is whatever is gross is basically down. Okay, becomes cognizable. Whatever is very subtle, okay, it is not cognizable, but it is still there. Devalokam, for example, Pitrulokam, Satyalokam, okay, Janalokam, Maharlokam, all these lokams are levels of awarenesses and experiences, okay, beyond the senses. So Uttara means subtle, subtler, like the way Akasam is, even beyond that. So Uttaram, Sadhatham. The Sadhatham is like when you see the word Istham, okay, that means it's established firmly, okay. So Sadhatham, here Uttaram, the very subtle Melahulla, the upper world, as we say in English, the Devaloka Sthanam. the level of awareness and experience at that subtle level of Devalokam, that's Sthanam. That Sthanatai Askabhayat. Askabhayat means supporting it, protecting it from not falling down, becoming gross within that limit. So, ever in the மேலாக உள்ள இந்த தேவலோக ஸ்தானத்தை கீழே விழாமல் அந்தரத்தில் நிலையாக செய்தாரோ. Antara means it is neither here nor there, in between, isn't it? So, Devalokam is an Antaralokam. Antaralokam between Bhulokam and Bhuvarlokam and Suvarlokam, which we call as Swargam, but it is not at the Vaikuntham, the Paramapadam. It is in between Antaralokam, but that's where it is stable. It is put there. It is established there. That Devalokam. So, Yaha Uttaram Sadhastham Askabhayat. Next one is Yaha Vichakramana Stredho. Okay? Yaha Vichakramana Stredha. Yaha Stredha Vichakramana. Vichakramana. Yaha, who, ever, Tredha, மூன்று உலகங்களையும், பூலோகம், புவர்லோகம், சுவர்லோகம். Now, it is more than that. Because Bhulokam, it talks about Trivikramavataram. Now, Vichakramana, we'll come to the Tredha, Trilokangal in a minute. The Vichakramana is sometimes translated into English as who measured, in Tamil as ever Alandaro. Moonru Ulahangalayum Alandaro. Okay, that is the way it's normally said. But personally, I experience it a little bit differently. Okay, and not to say that we can enjoy Bhagavan experience in whichever way we want, and he will relate to us in that way. Okay, there is no fixed way or this or that. See, Bhagavan is present everywhere. Vishnu is present everywhere, all pervasive. Vishnu, the Vish, there are two beautiful dhatu Suktam associated with Vishnu. One is a Vish. Now, Vish means Ulle Norevade is entering, is one meaning, pravesam, okay? But that normal way it is taken. That is one meaning, nothing wrong in that. The other meaning is actually pervading, all pervading, that is wish comes there, okay? Wish or wish, depending on how you take it. Regardless, whatever is all pervading is also within a gross subject as well as outside of it. So we might call it indweller, those are all our words. It is present. It is also present both inside, outside, and also as the object also, isn't it? Because it's all pervading. There is no place it is not. So that is Vishnu. That Vishnu who's all pervading, that is, if you take that dhatu artham, then is also appearing as Viswam, isn't it? So Viswarupa. So that Vishnu who's all pervading, who is there in everything, at all times, always, wherever, it's even beyond the words, right? When that Bhagavan is there, so when we say alandar or measured with 3 steps, and when you go and take a step, for example, from one place to another place you go, isn't it? But Bhagavan is not like that. He's already there, everywhere. So where is the question of measuring and alandar? Basically, the way I experience Bhagavan, Bhagavan is present everywhere as Vishnu, but he manifests himself in a way I can cognize him, and I call it as measurement. I call it some alandar. Okay. Now I believe it is um, uh, the Surya Mantram, the Aruna Prasnaha, Surya Namaskaram. That I believe that is where this information is, the one I'm going to share with you. It says, see, everything also takes time. The time is also Bhagavan. Okay, whether it takes one kshanam or 1 year, doesn't matter. Okay, but what that mantram says, which I do not remember the mantram because I read only the translation of it, is that the time it took Bhagavan, as let's use the word, to measure the Bhulokam, for example, that is from what today's calendar we say middle of January to middle of April, which is Tai Masam to the end of Pangudi Masam. That is the time. Okay. So, but point is that's a time, even the whole universe also, as it went and stay, Bhagavan's thing, it went and stay steps, it takes a certain amount of time, isn't it? So that is the alandar or whatever, that is the manifestation of Bhagavan's brilliance that could be cognized by Mahabali and by the Rishigal. So it is like the sunrise, sunset, right? It takes time for it to go around, or what we call as time to go around. So I experience this as Bhagavan present everywhere. The Tredha is a Vichakramanaha, very important. Where Vichakramanaha means one striding very fast, covering all places. That is what it means. It doesn't mean measuring or alava or anything like that. No. It is striding across and covering everything. So if I can picture the brilliance of Bhagavan, the divine effulgence, okay, and that starts from where I am, and then I see the brilliance spreading all over the universe, the Bhulokam. Okay, that is what we call as alandar, measuring and all. So Vichakramanaha means striding and traveling across a tremendous speed. Okay. Now Tredha, we normally say Trivikraman, Trilokangal, right? But you see, another thing happened. Yes, Bhulokam, Bhuvarlokam, Suvarlokam. That is one way we can experience Bhagavan, and where I become aware of his presence in all the three lokangal, which is Bhagavan who's already present in all these lokangal, is manifesting in a way where I become aware of it. Beyond the cognition in the Bhulokam, Bhuvarlokam, and the mind and the Suvarlokam, in the Svargalokam itself, I experience that Anandam, right? But another thing happened, we all know. When Trivikrama came, and Bhagavan, the first step has been taken, been manifested to be present already in all the Bhulokam. Next lokam is Bhuvarlokam. Actually, that Bhagavan's Padam gave a darshan of itself to Brahma in Satyalok. That is why Brahma worshipped that Padam, and with uncontrollable tears of bliss. And that uncontrollable tears of bliss that washed Bhagavan's foot in the Satyalokam is what now we are taking the snanam in the Ganga Nadi. Okay, that is the sacredness of it. So, regardless of what the three lokangal are, or Tredha, main thing is Yaha Vichakramana, Tredha Vichakramanaha. Okay, one who, using the current language, okay, one who measured or strode across all the three worlds. Yaha Tredha Vichakramanaha. Next one is Yaha Urugayaha. Now, the Urugaya is very beautiful because we say in Tamil colloquial, Rumba Urukkama irukku. See, the word Uru is very important. Okay. Uru denotes something that is taking you to the subtle world from a gross world. So it is lifting you up, isn't it? So Urukkama irukku. So we are moved by it, emotional, not emotional, but even beyond that, touches the heart. So Urugayaha, Yaha Urugayaha, who are being sung in love, in prema, with tears flowing down from their eyes by all the Rishigal. Urugayaha, Yaha Urugayaha. So the four Yaha are, again, summary. Yaha Parthivani Rajamsi Vimame, Yaha Uttaram Sadhastam Askabayat, Yaha Sredha Vichakramanaha, Yaha Urugayaha. Who's that Saha? That, okay. Vishnoho Viryani Nukam Pravocham. Vishnoho Viryani Nukam Pravocham. That Vishnu's Viryani Nukam Viryani. The word come, nu come, as Krishnaswami explains this in his Vyakhyanam, which whatever little I could understand, because I have not read his Vyakhyanam fully and all that, but whatever little I could see from what Anna has quoted in his book, it is nu come. Nu means praiseworthy. Come, karyangal, all the actions. So Bhagavan's stories, Bhagavan's katha is full of Bhagavan's glories and actions. What did Krishna do? What did Rama do? They're all nukam. Most praiseworthy actions. And not only praiseworthy actions, they're also viryani, viramana, the viryani, okay? Viryani, nukam viryani. So that Viryam, I think you all know what it is. Let me not confuse it with trying to translate it into English. That Viryamana Sayalgalai, Karyangalai, Vishnoho Nukam Viryani, Vishnuvin Viryamana புகழப்பெற்ற துதிக்கப்படுகின்ற காரியங்களை, okay, the praiseworthy actions of Bhagavan Vishnu. How does it come? Only when he takes avataram, isn't it? So it is about the manifestation as the creation, that also is Bhagavan's avataram, and all the various Archa avatarangal and Vaibhava avatarangal that have come, right? All these, please take me to the Paramapadam itself. That is a prayer here. So that Vishnoho Mukam Viryani Pravocham. Let us pray to that. Potruvom. Let us praise it. Let us worship it. Not only praise it, worship it. Pravocham. So, Potruvomaha. So it begins with this Vishnornukam Viryani Pravocham. Yaha Parthivani Vimame Rajamsi. Yaha Askabhayate Uttaram Sadastam. Vichakramanaha Tredha Urugayaha. Padangal. This mantram, the drashta is Vasishtha Muni. And this is per both the Sayanacharya's Veda Bhashyam as well as Krishnaswami in this Bhagavata Vyakhyanam. So this very first mantram, it's so powerful. Vasishtha Muni himself has given us this mantram. That first thing, it begins by saying, let us worship that Bhagavan Tadaigal Bhagavatam. Let us worship, let us get ourselves immersed in it. Okay? Because this Bhagavan is the one who strode across all the three lokangal, who has put everything, including the dust particles and the atoms in it, in proper measure, and he only knows how many are there. And Sridhar Swamigal says, one who knows, who can count how many dust particles and the atoms are there in this universe, okay, whoever can count it, okay, will become Bhagavan. It's not possible to count. Just as an example, this is giving, okay. So that Bhagavan, whom all the Rishigal all praise and worship, and that Vishnu's Tadaikal, the stories and glories of his Virya Sayasgal, Viryani Nukam, let us worship Pravocham. Vishnor Viryani Pravocham Yapar Tivani Bimame Rajagum Piyo Askabhayaduttaragum Sadhattam Vichakramanas Tredhorugayaha. Now I see our time is just about up. So the second mantram, with Bhagwan's grace, we will take it up next week. Vichakramanas Tredhorugayo Vishno Raratamasi Vishno Prashtamasi Vishno Snapre So Vishno Skurasi Vishno Dhruvamasi Vaishnavamasi Vishnavetva. That mantram we will take in Vishnoho Raratam Asi, Vishnoho Prashtam Asi, Vishnoho Snaptre Staha, Vishnoho Syuhu Asi, Vishnoho Dhruvam Asi, Vaishnavam Asi, Vishnave Tva. Okay, that mantram with Bhagavan's grace we will take up in our next session. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Om Tat Sat. Namaskaram. Are you all happy? Any questions, comments, thoughts, observations from anyone?
Anand sir, I have a question. Generally, when chanting, they chant only the first Anuvakam, right? When they chant the Vishnu Suktam.
Well, depends actually. So that's what normally some people do, but some people recite the full means at least the full one. Okay. And generally people want to do the first one and then they move on. But actually the other ones are also so beautiful it is. Tadasya priyamavipato asyam. That all the way to that Vishnu yat paramam padam. Then it beautifully ends.
Okay.
Up to that point, it is beautiful. It's a elaboration of it and more praise, and you'll enjoy it, I'm sure. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Anybody else? Everybody okay then? Ramesh, if everybody is fine, can we close for today?
Sairam. Yes, sir.
Sairam.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.